Yeah. I think I'm done with Persona 5 The Phantom X. Like, I'm sure if I did just keep up playing this game, like, on a regular basis and grinding it out, girl with a guitar, that I could eventually beat him. But that is so much time that I can put into other video games. Again, I don't really showcase a lot of freemium gacha stuff on this channel. I like to have my simple start to finish kind of playthroughs where I pay for the game and I have, like, the whole game there. I don't really like supporting gacha games in general. But, you know, I guess I will look up the cutscenes and what follows shortly here out of curiosity. I guess this is where I may as well get my full review of the game at this point. Gachas are less about levels and more about gear/skills. Yeah, makes sense. More stuff that you can really grind in. I don't know, it doesn't seem interesting enough to grind for. Yeah, I don't think that is. And I mean, maybe I'm a bit biased as someone that doesn't really play gachas. It's not like I'm talking as someone that plays gachas and I'm like, you know what, I don't know if this gacha is for me. Like, you know, remember, forget. Well, which do you want me to do? But, you know, as someone that doesn't really play gachas, you know, I'd say that this was fun for a while. Honestly, I would say that my time in this game was worth it simply for the Subway Slammer plotline. That is a plotline that is genuinely going to stick with me well into the future. Like, that was something that was so bad it was good. It was so peak, man. Like, you know when a game plot is just, like, so absurd that it sticks with you? Like, I think of playthroughs like Detective Pikachu Returns or Bravely Default 2, where it's just so incredibly shit in its storytelling that it becomes, like, so memorable. I will always remember lines in Detective Pikachu Returns, like, but who could have, what was it, interfered with my plans? Maybe I don't remember the lines after all, but, who could have taken advantage of my plans? I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Where it was building up the mayor to be, like, the big bad for so long, and then it takes the twist of, no, he's just an idiot, and he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And it's like, really? Like, it was so dumb. Storytelling like that, it sticks with you. So, honestly, I would argue that this game is worth it to hop into just to go through, like, the Subway Slammer plotline and just see, like, some of the most absurd storytelling you've ever seen in your life. Like, if Detective Pikachu Returns wasn't as long as it was, and it didn't cost money to play, like if Detective Pikachu Returns in some other universe was a freemium gacha game where you could play it for free, I would say play it just to take in, like, the absurd story. Because this game is free, I would say, yeah, play it through the Subway Slammer plotline and just take in the absurdity, and then drop it. Is what I would honestly say. I never thought I'd be recommending a freemium gacha game, but I think I'd actually just recommend it for the first bit, genuinely, just because it's so bad it's good. Like, never thought I'd say that about a freemium game. Don't play gachas, lol, save your wallet. Yeah, honestly there. Why bother giving this a review? What made you deserving of such? I mean, true. Persona seems just really long compared to other games. The main fights, even in base game, can be insanely drawn out. Trying to put that in a gacha game where things are usually more fast-paced is an odd thing, I guess. Yeah, that's a thing that I definitely wondered about this game. Is, like I've said while I've been playing this a couple of times, sometimes I get lost in the sauce and completely forget that this is a freemium gacha game and not just, like, another small, like, new Persona game that I'm playing. Because it does just feel very much like that. And then there's, like, constant reminders along the way of it being a freemium gacha. It's like, oh yeah. Because I think of the Persona kind of format of gameplay progression, and I don't think, like, oh, that's something that would, like, work really well for a freemium gacha system. Like, it doesn't really feel like it would be, you know? Like, they found a way to make it work by making P5X here, but this doesn't really feel like the format of Persona would go really naturally hand in hand with, like, an inherent gacha system, you know? That it feels like one of those things where it's just kind of forced, where it's like, hey, let's make a freemium gacha Persona just because gacha games make a whole bunch of money when they really pop off, so let's try to rake in revenue off of that, rather than it being, like, an actual natural thing. Like, out of curiosity, I've been looking at a bunch of reviews of this game recently, and basically all the reviews that I've clicked on YouTube, all the reviewers are always like, you know, I love freemium gacha games. I have several games that I play daily, and I'm, like, silently judging them while I'm listening to the review. But it's interesting to hear these reviews from people that actually play, like, gacha games regularly, and so many people are like, yeah, this just sucks as a gacha game, and I'm not playing it. And it's like, oh, well, that's interesting to hear from people that actually play, like, gacha games and stuff. But yeah, wasn't made with the idea of being good, unlike something like Bravely Default 2. Yeah, where it's like they tried to be good in that, whereas this was like, But that's also kind of what makes this, like, so fantastically shit with that initial story, is that they tried to make it serious, but it's so just not. Like, with Bravely Default 2, it's like, you know, they were trying to, well, I guess, what am I saying here? It was the case with both games then, that they were trying to make it be serious, and then, it turned out not that great. Like, I know that they were trying to make it, you know, not as big of a deal as, like, main game Persona 5, like, this has to be, like, a smaller kind of set of foes that we're taking on. I was definitely a lot more invested in the second plot. Like, that felt a lot more in line for a Persona game from what I've played. Like, that felt like a villain that is actually worth taking down, you know? And, like, a guy that you would genuinely despise and, like, hey, I actually genuinely feel motivated story-wise to take him down. Whereas with Kyuchi, it's like, really? He bumps into women in the subway sometimes, and he's the notorious subway slammer. Like, really? Is just, like, the most underwhelming shit. And I get that that's a real problem in Japan. Like, after someone told me that on stream, I looked it up after the fact, and there's, like, a dedicated Wikipedia page. Or maybe I looked it up on stream, and I'm getting false memories here. And there is, like, a dedicated Wikipedia page, because there's, like, a proper term for it, and apparently it's a serious issue over in Japan. So, yeah, I get that they wanted to build off of that, but man, it is just the goofiest shit here. It's a good Persona game, I'd say, but not a good gacha game. I wouldn't even say it's a good Persona game, just because, like, all the Persona stuff is so, like, toned down. And, like, one of the inherent things of Persona games couldn't be in this, of the calendar system. I guess you could argue that it has a calendar system in terms of your real-life calendar and you having to play it regularly. And as much as I'll criticize the calendar system, it is, like, especially in games like Fire Emblem Three Houses that very much tried to replicate Persona and failed miserably. While I'll criticize it in, like, Three Houses and Persona 3, it does really make you value your time, and it is, like, a very inherent built-in part of the Persona games. Even if I'll always criticize, like, oh yeah, that makes me want to make the most of everything because there's only so much time, and then I spend so much time doing everything, and then this game takes so long because of that. But at the same time, isn't that kind of the point? Making you value your time, and kind of, like, one of the inherent kind of subliminal messages of the games, like one of the core tenets. And I get why they'd have to strip that away for something like this. But it's like, okay, well, if there isn't days to, like, truly care about, that I'm just progressing around a world that feels vaguely Persona 5-like, I don't know, man. If you want to see a super wacky initial plotline, I recommend playing this game's First Palace. Outside of that, I don't think I would be able to recommend it. I mean, I don't think I would ever recommend a freemium gacha game ever, just generally, but, you know, check it out for a ridiculous plotline initially. But even assuming this wasn't a freemium gacha game, I still don't know if I would recommend it from what I've played up to this point, just because it's like, But even then, I think Persona 5 does have a slight issue of the social links feeling somewhat formulaic compared to the other two games, although Persona 3 is pretty mediocre ones just in general, though. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of most of the links with Persona 3 Reload there. I'm really hoping that when Persona 4 Revival comes out, that game invests me a whole lot better. And people have been telling me for a long time that apparently Persona 4 is really good, so I guess I'll find out when I eventually get to that. I will find out firsthand here. One thing I do want to say about this game, though, that I would highly recommend checking out, is the soundtrack. Because my good gracious, it is really, really good. As I said, it has the best social links in the series. Well, I look forward to seeing them here. Like, look, hold on, let's see here. Persona 5X, all battle themes. I was listening to this playlist here recently. Is it, P5X battle themes? Was it this playlist? Yeah, I was listening to a bunch of this stuff. Here, check this out. So, I would recommend, don't get invested in playing the game, but check out the soundtrack for it, because it's so dang good. Don't have much faith in the remake, though, to be honest, no. I've been listening to a decent bit of Shadow Loop here. This is that one battle theme that's like a generic battle theme that kept on getting cut off all the time. It picks up, like, somewhere around here. It leads in, like, so well. I really like the battle theme of Shadow Loop here. I like the key arts and stuff like that of the game are pretty cool. But, like, they could have just had, like, a regular Persona game where you progress, get, like, your allies one by one, as this does have the format of, but then you don't even use them most of the time because you use, like, the freemium gacha. Like, this game could have absolutely just been, like, a normal kind of game right here. It's so cool, man. It's such a jammer. They're just gonna try to Persona 5 Persona 4 regardless of if it's Persona 4 or not, just like they did with Persona 3. Yeah, there's probably a good chance they will do that. But it's so good, right? I think this one was the, yeah, this is the battle theme that we were just listening to in the battle that I failed at there. It will 100% no doubt. Yeah, I mean, probably there. This one was pretty cool. I did like this one. This one isn't as much as like an in-your-face kind of epic, but like reflective kind of epic. And I do really like me some really good reflective epic battle themes in video games. Yeah, I wish it was a full Persona game, but I am tired of forced time stuff. Wish it was cut back some. Yeah, so am I. Like, I'm legitimately interested in the characters. Yeah, like, again, with the whole thingamabob, it is just like a regular kind of game that was changed into a gacha game is the way that it feels like, in that you're progressing, you have characters that you're getting along the way, like Shun, Motoha, and like whoever this is that I guess is like someone that's in the other server's version already and will come to Worldwide later. Like, it is something that I am interested in here as well. Like, I got decently invested in Shun there, maybe not as much as like any of the characters from like main Persona 5. And I'm sure that those characters will progress as the game goes on and stuff like that. Like, if this was just a normal, non-freemium gacha game, I would probably do a full playthrough of this start to finish, even if I'm like, it's not as good as regular Persona 5. Having a little bit of interest in the story, and the soundtrack being just like such a slapper, I would want to do a full playthrough of this, but as a freemium gacha game, no thanks. I clicked on one video about like the progression of one DVD killer, and now I'm being recommended all these videos of like all these DVD killers now. The time stuff is why I think they should have done away with the time system after Persona 4. Yeah, I feel like the time system of the Persona games is like such a core part, and also like the game's greatest strength and their greatest weakness simultaneously. Like, I have a very complicated set of feelings when it comes to the calendar system. Except in Fire Emblem Three Houses, where I just hate it. Where it doesn't even have, like, the pros of what as a Persona, I feel like. It won't balance any of the game with the new mechanics they add, and it will just trivialize the game, making it too easy, just feel like Persona 5 Lite. Yeah, we shall see here. When's it supposed to come out again? Like, 2026? I don't even remember here. Persona 4 Revival, or is it not even announced there what year? It's just in general here. It might just be in general here. Isn't this music so good, though? How do you... Oh, I guess I could literally just check on Steam here. We had Octopath open there before. Hold on. Persona 4 Revival. Yeah, there's nothing. It's just that it was announced is all that's going on here. But I love themes like this. It's so good. I really quite like this kind of style of music where it's like calm, kind of epic. You've got like the electric guitar going in the background. It's so good, man. But yeah, honestly, if they made it into an MMO instead of this, probably it would have worked much better. MMO, you could explore, do quests, unlock things. What's interesting is there is some multiplayer elements with like multiplayer lobbies that you can go into, which I don't know if that's just like hangout areas or if there's some other gameplay stuff that you can do with it. See, I don't feel the time management has to go away. They just need to cut back on things to make more actions not take time, not restrict your exploration so much, etc. Yeah, that makes sense there. Got really annoying in P5. I didn't have a problem with it before then. Interesting. I probably didn't feel it as much considering P5 was my first Persona game that I ever played. So that was kind of my introduction. There's the blooming villain that we were listening to there before. I really quite like Gone with the Storm as well. These are ones I thought were okay. Gone with the Storm I really quite like as well. I thought Gone with the Storm was a pretty good one. What else do I have to say in my review here? I can probably just kind of close the game now. Oops, I'm hitting the wrong button. I mean, what the hell else am I gonna do? I think I'm done. But I do want to see what happens with that little bit of story. We can't just leave it off on a complete cliffhanger. We gotta see what happens with that. You gotta love the lyrical themes here in Persona games. Yes, give me time to actually do things and get attached to the characters and stuff. Yeah, that's more than fair enough. I'm starting to get really quite warm here for whatever reason. So on my own time here, I was listening to Gone with the Storm a decent bit, I'm gonna be honest. Gone with the Storm and Shadow Loop are the ones that I've probably listened to the most. And then the third most is probably Rage Education. I think that they're really good. So, while I don't think I'll be playing any more of this game past this point, I am definitely going to be following it for the music. I'm going to be keeping an eye on, like, new music that releases. And if I see mentioned on social media that, like, a new palace came out or something, I'm going to immediately look into if there's, like, new battle themes posted on YouTube. Because it is really good. I love the music in Persona 5. I love the music in Persona 5 Tactica. I love the music in this. All these Persona 5 games just have such good music. I am so friggin' warm now. The game just has me too excited. I'm getting too hot here. Or something or other. But yeah, it is pretty good there. Guess I can look up here now. Persona 5X. Would I just look up long play? There wouldn't be like a single video long play for like a freemium gacha game, would there? I can look it up here anyway, just see if anything comes up. Long play, no commentary. Like, I just kind of want to see the cutscene and stuff, see what happens here. I'm really excited for Persona 6, and that's like it. Persona 6 has been a long time coming, though. Have they confirmed that it's in development? Like, I would imagine that it probably has been for a long time now. Full game. Like, is it on the other? Yeah, like, a month ago. Hold on. So why are some of these, like, a year ago? Oh, English mod on the other version. Soy Persona Awakening. Hold on. This isn't the whole thing here. Castle Arc, Shadow Kyuchi boss. Well, this isn't the whole thing. I don't see something that looks like an end of the second palace. Hints and teases spanning years. Long play, no commentary PC. 10 hours long. There's no way they beat the second palace. Yeah, they don't. They don't. Friggin'... What the heck? I just want to see the end of the second palace. Storyline gameplay walkthroughs. Persona 5 The Phantom X. It looks like it's the Korean version, but with the English patch. Is there not just a global one? Just to see what this translation is like here. No, not Persona 5. Gosh dang it, we'll just watch the translation patch, see what the fan translations are like, I guess. Hold on. Let's see this stuff by Pixel Neo Gamer, because I do want to see what happens here. Miyazawa Fallout, Shadow Kamashita boss fight with that Crossroads of Fate thing. I was thinking I was going to finish that, but meh. My god, with Persona 6, they finally have the game theory colors? What? You what now? Shadows. Yeah, the other event stuff there. There's character hangouts. I've heard that there was, like, character hangouts in this game, but I never realized how to do them. Looking into the Damn Palace. Is that the third palace? Oh, I went past it, didn't I? Shadow Miyazawa boss fight. Oh, Fallout. I thought that was going to be something like with the calling card or something like that. It's got to be this then, hasn't it? Surely what it's got to be. Okay, interesting font on the translation patch there. Also, so many reviews I've been seeing for this game are just about how, whoops, this thing or Bob here. If you want to look at current Steam reviews, all reviews mixed, recent reviews mostly negative. Apparently, a lot of people have been getting pissed off that the China and Korean servers have been getting more rewards than the global version. So, the global version, they're apparently rolling things out faster than the other versions had it, just because they're trying to, like, catch the global version up until eventually things are synced up. But they're not rolling out the same amounts of rewards that the other servers got. So, a lot of players are getting pissed off, feeling like they're getting scammed compared to the other servers there. And apparently, one of the reviews I was listening to, apparently this is because, like, the Korean and Chinese version is handled by, like, a different company. I think it's, like, the Blackwing Studio or whatever the heck there. Whereas the global version is more directly handled by SEGA, and they have, like, more of a final say here. So they're kind of handling the rewards a bit differently, so things aren't synced up. And, yeah, Western players are getting treated like trash. It's getting worse. We only get 50 metajoules for beating earlier challenges. So apparently there's a lot of people that play a lot of gacha games that are like, hey, what the heck, we're getting shafted compared to the other version. But I mean, if I can be brutally honest here, the way that I see this kind of stuff is, if you're complaining about not getting as good of a deal in your freemium gacha game, is kind of like complaining you're not getting as much pieces of corn in the shit that you've been served. Like, just don't play freemium gacha games. I usually don't have all that much elitism when it comes to the games that I play. It's just like, yeah, play whatever you like. I don't care. Games come in all shapes and forms and stuff like that. But I will absolutely have elitism when it comes to just regular paid games versus freemium games with super predatory monetization models. I will absolutely exhibit elitism on that front there. And if you're offended, then fight me. Anyway, that's my not humble opinion on the matter there. But yeah, I also know it's supposed to be a bigger step up than from Persona 4 to 5 was in terms of new mechanics. Interesting. P5 is red, P4 is yellow, P3 is blue, and P6 will be green. Game 3 uses those exact colors. Okay, I see what you mean. I gotcha. Yeah, interesting stuff that they have going on with the font on the translation patch. And honestly, the fact that some people have been so dedicated that before this came to global, they made like an official translation patch is like, my goodness, man. Some people are really into their freemium gacha here. Here, let's see the thing. Oh, I guess there isn't things for the subtitles. At least in those cutscenes. Oh god, am I not gonna be able to see how it ends? Oh god, it's only partially patched. I might have to look at a different video or something. He goes behind the wall there. Yes, he goes in and out. Hold on. This goes on for a freaking long ass time, doesn't it? Hold on. And then you attack swords and stuff? It's not... Hold on. Keep this open just in case. But... Here. Do this. Long play might not be the right thing to look up. So if it comes down to it, we can go back to that one and fill in some of the gaps.